This has become common in Toronto. Anger in the streets over Premier Doug Ford. This enraged group wants Ford to stop education cuts, which would eliminate teaching positions and increase class sizes. He's still most popular outside the big city.
Well, let's give him more time and power. 1 year is not enough.
But even that support is cracking. Isabel Hayes gives Ford a failing grade.
He interfered with education as soon as he started.
And while he still certainly has support in this small town,
I'd rather see the cuts than the bankruptcy.
At this euchre tournament, parallels to the deeply polarizing American president were clear.
Well, I think Mr. Ford is another Trump, and he's making a lot of enemies.
Fight the power! Fight the power! There have been several unpopular decisions, turning back the clock on sex education and cutting the number of Toronto city councillors in half.
He's just proved all my fears. He just proved everything.
You're too afraid to face us because you're failing kids across the province.
Protests over changes to autism funding saw Ford retreat. He also had to temporarily backtrack on cuts to public health. All of it has led to a deep slide in the polls and fueled concerns he's hurting the federal Conservatives in a critical battleground.
The Conservatives, if they're having one province where they're not doing as well as maybe they would like to and as they need to, it is in Ontario.
Ford's opposition has seized on the decision to extend the summer break.
Either Mr. Ford wants to be available to campaign for Andrew Scheer, or Andrew Scheer's asking Doug Ford to hide under a rock during the federal campaign. One or the other.
So perhaps a pause in the Ontario shakeup, but a brief one. And with the federal election just a few months away, the stakes couldn't be higher. Chris Glover, CBC News, Toronto.